Hey Taurus, and welcome to your December 2019 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here, just lighting a candle for your energy and offering some safe, healing, tranquil space for you as things begin to change. So, this is Sky here. If you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We've got a lot to talk about for you guys for this month because I'm quite keenly aware that November really changed you. Okay, I'm quite keenly aware that November really changed the game. It really, you might have done something regrettable or just feel like something happened that was regrettable. We're not being like negative for the sake of being negative here, but we are trying to heal and we are trying to really get ourselves, I think, as Taurus people, to get ourselves out of, I don't know, something that was really weird, something that was odd. There's an odd sense of energy that came up for you here where maybe something that you really expected to know the answer to, or you really expected to have predicted, really surprised. Okay, really surprised, really didn't go how we expected it to, and it was like a wake-up call. Okay, so I think every Taurus, regardless of vibration, regardless of level, can relate to a sense of like chaos, or a sense not even of like when we're thinking of like abject chaos, like, oh my god, everything around me is just, horrendous. It's not a negative, but it's like I feel your energy because I meditated on your energy for about 10 minutes as I was shuffling the cards. And I just really felt, I don't know if discouragement is the right word, but about like not really being able to pattern life, or not really seeing the pattern, not really seeing the cycle, not really predicting what's coming next, sense of being blindsided, things like that were what was really catching me as I was meditating and shuffling on your energy. So I tried to delve a little bit deeper into it, and I tried to kind of just speak to the energy around as I was shuffling, and I was, thinking, so why, I know that there's been this like tough Scorpio season. It's your axis, it's your opposite sign. Mercury was retrograde on your axis, in Scorpio, your opposite sign. So that is always intense. But I'm like, well, what is it? And Uranus is in your sign as well. So I get it. I get logically. But I also thought, and I asked, why? Why is Taurus so discouraged? There's opportunities here. There's opportunity to see the formula. Why are they not getting it? And what I heard was a very simple and very clear, like, they're not clear on who they love. They're not clear on what they love. They're not clear on what they want. There was like, that's what I heard, and it was just in a very like clear voice. Okay, it was a very clear audience experience, and it's very simple. And then I kind of asked, I was like, well, I get that, and who doesn't? Everyone's kind of there. We're all not really clear exactly on what we're doing. Why are Taurus themselves feeling so cajoled by that? And what I then heard was what was really most interesting to me and most enlightening to me was that sometimes when people are so bright and have such a pure sense of light about them, many lower vibrational entities or people or experiences can come in and really try to shadow that. Okay, that was sort of the impression that I got. I didn't hear that so clearly as the previous message, but it was what I basically saw or experienced was like this really pure sense of light. And around that was just such darkness. Around that was such like, starkness because of how bright the light was. So basically, my interpretation of this is that Taurus has been very like, I don't want to say targeted, but there's been experiences for Taurus, because some Taurus, it might be like on one side or the other of this. It's not going to be the same for every single Taurus. But yeah, basically some Taurus have been, people are very jealous or envious, so they want to kind of see that not do so well. Or there are even some Taurus out there who might be seeing this pure sense of light and they have it too, but it's not bringing them the same type of benefit. So there's like a sort of meanness, like an inner meanness or inner turmoil that develops and just creates a lot of chaos. Again, it can be so different for different Taurus, but the essential root of what you're trying to ascend past here in this cycle, because for some reason the cycle is very much ending for Taurus. Outside of all the other zodiac signs, there's a big turnover here, a big set of choices that emerge that really impact you here, and it wraps around this whole ideal of pure light and like darker, more meanness around you. And again, this can represent like other sources of that light, like other people who represent that light or other people who represent that darkness. It's just experiences with this type of thing that are really affecting what you love and what you like or dislike in life. So gosh, those intuitive messages are very deep. They're very, wow, I know. But wow, just to, because I also see what can be on the other side of it for you all, what can be on the other side of, honing your light, getting all of those things that are trying to overshadow you away, and also not dipping into the darkness or not dipping into other people, seeking closure, seeking some kind of like really controlled sense of affirmation, right? Watch out for controlling tendencies, whether these be within or coming from around you. You don't need to be controlled right now. Some signs can do well with control. Taurus is not one of them right now. Again, whether that's within you or outside of you, it's really important for you to see the unpredictability of life in its good sense here, okay? Seeing that, yeah, it was unexpected for me to heal from this disease, but here I am healed from it. How did that happen? Or seeing how, yeah, it was super unexpected for me to pay off all that debt this early, but I did. How did that happen? Because, there may have been a lot of experiences where, like, yeah, I didn't expect for that person to do so well, or yeah, I didn't expect for, my ex to be so collected, or I didn't expect for that to happen. And now I'm angry, and now I'm going to be mean or upset to myself based on all of this. There can be like weird things like that too for you here. So basically, to come all the way back around, this Mercury retrograde in Scorpio on your axis served to really clean out your history, to really clean out your past, to really get rid of black turmoil or difficulty that was still controlling you in a weird way. Someone commented on my YouTube channel about that energy, talking about how it's like clearing the cookies from your internet browser, the Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, and I loved that. I thought that was so accurate, because that's basically what's really happened, especially to the fixed signs, but especially Scorpio and Taurus have really had to let go, release, get rid of all of that. So yeah, if you're feeling really chaotic here, it's probably just because you haven't hit that delete button yet. You haven't really cleared it up. So really, really important to clear things up here. Really important to start pursuing things that are good for you. Start pursuing things that you enjoy. Let's get into the tarot. I'm going to cut the cards and we'll see what's coming up for you. Just do a bit more cutting here. I feel like the lighting is so pretty. I hope it's not too dark. Might have to turn the light on. But yeah, anyway, so Taurus, week number 1 of December 2019. King of Wands, rooted down by Page of Cups reversed. So week number 1, yeah, that's the essence of what we're talking about here, is the idea of these deep-reaching desires that got maybe a little bit overtaken by someone else, and how the emotions begin to not be able to process themselves as a result of feeling taken from, or as a result of feeling unmotivated. So really great. Week number 1 gives you a sense of motivation. Something comes in and motivates you. This can be a new relationship starting up. This can be letting go of maybe an inner part of you that's like, I won't let go. I won't let go of these old emotions. I won't be happy. I won't enjoy because of what that person did to me. That's concluding here and now, and that needs to conclude here and now. Otherwise, that will get entrenched for the next 3 years, and that will take away from the opportunities that come up. Let's see. Week number 2 for Taurus. Loving this candlelit reading with you guys. 2 of Cups. Oh, I love that. Rooted down by 3 of Pentacles reversed. So I think that you guys get it. That's a great sign. I think that you guys get the what's on the line, and maybe the narrative behind it all. Maybe you see the truth from the past. Maybe you see the truth of who you're becoming, and there's such a sense of coming back into contact with yourself. I love 2 of Cups for you guys here now, because I just think that it's so awesome for you guys to finally come back into contact with something that you lost before. So it could be a new relationship starting. It could be a new soulmate, a new twin flame. But more than anything, it's going to be you honoring yourself. You know, if you haven't been able to create for a while, if you haven't been able to make, create, love, all of these things, you're going to start giving yourself that in the second week of December. And you're not going to let the voices of others or the opinions of others affect it so much anymore. You know, maybe there have been, as I said, quite a few people who were like jealous or envious or trying to sap the light that this brings. And that's fallen out of favor. That's now seen for what it is. So yeah, there might be a friend group or a support network, quote unquote, that has not been good for you. And it might be so important to release that if you can now. Week number 3, you have the Strength card. Love it. Rooted down by 7 of Wands reversed. So, conflict. Conflict is coming up for you there, and you are overcoming a conflict. You are overcoming the, you're overcoming, because that's what 7 of Wands is all about. It's about overcoming the sense of people being turned against you. But it's not about the ego of it. It's in reverse. It's about becoming stronger. So truly overcoming something. It's not just like, oh yeah, I overcame this. I did that. Now I'm so much stronger. It's like a soul level overcoming of something. Okay. A soul level rebirth, a soul level taming of some kind of inner beast. So some of you might be overcoming addiction, really. Some of you might be overcoming self-sabotage. Some of you might be overcoming some sort of perilous inner dialogue that was really painful. So I love that for you guys, because there's such a reassuring energy about you guys coming face to face with the beasts within, really, because that's kind of what we're all going through in a way right now. And I think what that Scorpio transit might have done for you is it really shows you your instincts, and it shows you yourself. It mirrors back to you what you've been doing and how you've been. And nobody's perfect, you know, we're all humans. And I think that sometimes Taurus can almost be too perfect, or Taurus can be too, what do I want to say? Because, I mean, obviously not all Taurus people are perfect, but some of you guys are like really, really close to it. I've got to say, I love you guys. But you do have a lot of experiences with narcissistic people, and even like inner journeys with narcissism as well. So that could be completely overcome here. You know, no longer attracting narcissists. No longer, allowing others to convince you to act in those types of ways as well. Like I like to say, narcissism can be very contagious. So maybe really disconnecting from that type of person, overcoming that within, okay? And then finding such a great light, and through that motivation, and no more emotions that seem like ones you need to voice that just keep you pulled down. Okay, week number 4. 7 of Swords. Rooted down by 2 of Wands. Okay, I've enjoyed our candlelit moment. I think it's time to turn the light on, though. I want this video to be visible. So Taurus, do you see how lighting can change things so much? You know, how I think that it looked so much prettier before, but hey, we want to be able to see what we're looking at. It's important to think about this for you, though, too. How you're viewing the world, how you're viewing things around you. Perception really makes a difference for the way that things appear. You know, things are not what they seem in this life. There's a simplistic truth, but then the level of perception is a lot like this lighting. So you could have something that looks a lot like this, very romantic, very candlelit, something that I prefer. You could have something that's just, sort of in between that, shifting, or you could have something very bright and saturated. And for some people, maybe that's best, okay? So there's like a sense of the way that we see things this month, and a sense of the way that we, take from others or give back to ourselves, okay? How we see that and how we do that. Shifting like the lights, basically you've got to take this Capricorn energy that comes in. You've got to take this Capricorn energy that comes in with Jupiter in Capricorn, and you've got to entrench your selfhood without the sense of like perception. Okay, this is a weird thing. You want to entrench the good parts of you, the parts of you that are overcoming these problems, the parts of you that are so amiable, so loving, so attractive, and so resolved. But you want to let go of these sharp, meaner types of qualities, Seven of Swords, that are going to cut off your energy circulation. Okay, are we holding on to too many sharp things? Okay, are we holding on to resentment? I'm sorry, I'm doing this with the lights. I know that's super annoying. Are we holding on to so many resentments that it's like cutting up our energy? You know, that's what I always think of with Seven of Swords. You know, some people think it's about stealing. It can be, but for me, majority of the time, it's just about holding on to too many sharp things, holding on to too many painful memories, holding on to too many grudges, holding on to too many self-effacing qualities, and there's just no way to thrive under it. You know. We've got to rather embrace the Two of Wands energy, where we are planning gestalt planning of our future, strategizing. This is good for everybody here as we move into Capricorn time. So by maybe the second quarter of the year 2020, there's a really big, nice new wave, new plan coming on. That's where you guys really shine here, okay? So yeah, December is all about, I know it's a complex reading, complex month. I mean, Mercury's still retrograde in Scorpio while I'm filming this, so I hope there's a gem or a treasure here. You know, December does come back to some type of shadow journey for you. That's definitely here. I have a video on that I just did about shadow journey. If you guys want to check that out, that'll be below in the description, as well as in the top right hand corner in the sort of iCard section. So yeah, shadow journey possible for Taurus here this month. As you start to see that you can choose whether you want to hold on to sharp things or not, and that deals a lot with how you empower yourself as a Taurus. So love yourself here. Such a great opportunity to come back into the fold with yourself, to let go of toxic relationships, to overcome some sort of old pattern, and to no longer be held down by old turmoil. Okay, if you guys wanted to see your central theme for the month of December, what this is all coming back to, as well as your power cards, you know, how to empower through this, how to level up quicker, and how to, you know, maybe bypass some of this more difficult experience, y'all can jump over to my Patreon page for the extended reading. That'll be linked in the center of your screen as well as below. But yeah, Taurus, thank you guys so much for being here. If you want to check out my ebook, that's below. It's about healing your moon. It's a great healing resource for feeling more wholesome, more emotionally clear, which would be great for y'all during this time of the year, I think. It's a great to give for Christmas as well. I may have a holiday discount on moon symbols. I'll probably be deciding how to go through all of that, hopefully by the time these videos are up. So check that below. That should be coming on Audible soon as well. Thank you so much for your likes, comments, and subscribes. If you would like to hit that subscribe button, if you're new here, I would so appreciate that. That's a great way. You know, if you could only do one thing, hitting that subscribe button is important. It's free. And it helps support my channel. If you wanted to give me a Christmas present, the subscribe button would be ideal. So thank you guys so much for being here. We will be talking soon. Let's jump over to Patreon now to see your extended.